Hello everyone, welcome back. Today I'll be sharing another game between Rd.6 Fischer and Mark Taimanov, and this is their final game. This game is round 6, and it's their last game played and the last game of this series, so I hope that you enjoyed it, and let's get into this game. So, as I said before, this is their 1971 candidates match, and Fischer won all 6 games against Taimanov. So, start off with e4. c5, knight f3, knight c6, d4, c takes d4, knight takes d4, e6, so Taimanov plays his Taimanov variation, and this line has been played multiple times in this series, and this line is not the best line. It's a Sveshnikov, except white is down the tempo. White should have his knight on c3 in this position, but because he's down the tempo, black should have a better position. But Taimanov, as back then, they don't have as strong as theory. Taimanov doesn't know. He plays bishop e6, knight 1 c3, a6, and here Fischer makes his first mistake. He plays bishop takes f6 immediately. Normally in this position, you want to play knight a3, threatening knight c4, and after black plays b5, then you take on f6. And this is usually a better continuation because you have more control over d5. Because after you take immediately, and then black takes with the pawn instead. That's the special thing. After knight a3, here Taimanov plays knight d4, which is not the best move, but I hope that you can find the best move for black, so take your time. Okay, if you found it, congratulations. This move is actually extremely hard to find, and the move is d5. And this move looks like that after e takes d5, the fork is going to play a role, but actually black should be completely fine. And the main reasons after takes, there's bishop takes a3, and after pawn takes a3, there's what black has to move queen a5, which pins this knight and threatens the pawn. If something like queen e2 to protect, black just plays long castles, and now black has this pin, and he's going to win the d5 pawn. So sorry for inconvenience that I messed up there because I kind of forgot my notes. And so d5 was the best move here, but instead Taimanov plays knight d4. A lot more human, but not as good. And here, knight c4, f5, e takes f5, knight takes f5, bishop d3, rook c8. Extremely natural moves. Bishop takes f5, rook takes c4, bishop takes e6, f takes e6. So still so far so good. Queen e2, rook d4, castles, queen g5. So as you can see, Taimanov trying to attack this pawn. Rook a d1, queen f5, rook takes d4, e takes d4, knight e4, bishop e7, rook d1, queen e5, queen d3, rook f8, queen takes d4, queen takes d4, rook takes d4. So after the dust is settled, white is up a pawn and has knight versus bishop. Now, normally this position should be a draw because the bishop is almost always the better piece here, but Fischer's able to press. d5, knight c3, bishop c5, so attacking this pawn. Rook d2, rook f4, so Taimanov gets overwhelming control of rook on f4. Extremely good play so far. g3, rook c4, knight e2, rook a4, a3, king 7, king g2, b5. And as you can see now, black's rook is slightly misplaced, and here Fischer takes advantage of that by playing c3. After a5, because wants to play b4, knight d4. Now this completely shuts down the rook, and now Taimanov has to play b4, which allows Fischer to play knight b3. So the bishop is attacked, and now the bishop retreats. But now takes, and here Fischer plays c4. And here, what move would you play for Taimanov here? Would you play king c6 or king d6? Take your time. Okay, so if you found the answer, congratulations. Taimanov in the game played king c6. Now this is not the best move. King c6 allows white the advantage, and as you will see, white will have an extremely big advantage in the future. However, for now, the main focus is why is king d6 best? Firstly, the knight and the king are on opposite colored squares. This is an extremely common motif. When the knight and the king are on opposite colored squares, the knight cannot check the king. And that is an extremely good motif in any type of chess, especially in Bola when you don't want a knight fork to take place. I did this on my blog on knight endgames before, so you can check it out. The link will be in the description. And here I have my piece, and here Fischer has his pieces well centralized, but now Black has a lot more mobility, and you'll see what Fischer installed once Black played a dubious move, King c6. So instead, Taimanov King c6, and here Fischer plays an extremely strong move. Take your time, and I hope that you can spot it. Okay, if you found it, congratulations. The move is c5, and this completely seals the win for Fischer. Why? Firstly, bishop takes c5, rook c2. The bishop is lost. Rook a5 does not work because the knight's guarding that square. And bishop c7, knight d4 check. Attacks the pawn. King takes c5, knight takes c6. Knight takes c7, rook takes c5. It's a rook endgame, and now white is up 2 pawns. The h pawn will fall soon, and white is completely winning here. So, nothing to see here. White is completely winning. If the bishop back here, moved to d8, we have the exact same threats. And if the bishop moves to a7, well, that's just one extremely bad piece, and Black's not going to have any progress. So after bishop c7, knight d4, here Taimanov cannot take this pawn and play king d7. And here Fischer plays f4, so e5 is not a threat, but Taimanov plays e5 anyway. c6 check, king c8, knight b5. And this move almost seals the deal, because you're attacking the bishop, Black does not want to trade, and you're also attacking this pawn. So in order for Black to have at least some counterplay, Black must play rook e2, which is what was played in the game. But now here, Fischer plays his last trump card, so take your time, and I hope that you can spot it. Okay, if you found it, congratulations, you win with a style just like Fischer. Here, Fischer plays f5. And now, as you can see, these two connected pass pawns look menacing, but White's f-pawn is just way too strong. And here, after bishop d8, which stops here, whoops, my bad, there. Rook takes d5, takes the pawn, rook takes b2. And here, Taimanov already resigned, which was quite necessary because now Taimanov's completely busted. But for example, after rook b2, king h3 can be played. And after rook c2, knight a7. And now here, Taimanov is completely lost. If king c7, rook d7 check, forks the king bishop, and Black loses a piece. And if king b8 is played instead, then takes f6 followed by f7, f8 is unstoppable. Unless you play rook f2, but then c7 comes. And as you can see, these two pass pawns are just way too strong, and they'll promote. So this was one of their short games and quite easy to analyze. And I hope that you learned something from it. Something that you can take away is that back then they didn't have extremely good openings, and here Fischer doesn't have his best position, but he's able to utilize the fact that Taimanov does not find d5. If Taimanov found d5, and this is a lesson about calculation, he would have won because this move is just absolutely brilliant and completely annihilates White's position. The long castles move. Very strong. Knight d4 is played instead, but now knight c4, f5, e takes f5, knight takes f5, bishop d3, rook c8, bishop takes f5, rook takes c4, bishop takes e6, bishop f takes c6. So all these moves are extremely natural. Until here, White starts building pressure, and here Taimanov doesn't play the best moves, but it's still good enough for a draw. However, here Taimanov makes a bad mistake. He brings his rook to c4, and I didn't mention this earlier because I wanted you to think about it when I said that the rook was trapped. It's all because of this move. If the rook stayed on f3 or came back to f5, this position would still be close to a draw. However, now the rook in this game becomes stuck, and as you can see, c4, blow, c5, blow, knight d4 check, push the f-pawn, and f5, killer blow, and now White's completely winning. So, Fischer played an extremely strong game here, and I hope that you learned something. One thing that you can learn that I talked about before is here why king d6 is a better move, because the knight and the king are on opposite colors that is an extremely important motif. And another one is never forget about calculation. If Taimanov, with his Super GM mind, calculated for just about 15 minutes, he could have found d5. And now, if Taimanov played d5, Fischer would have no chance of equalizing. So I hope you learned something interesting in this game. If you did, please like or comment, and I will be greatly appreciated by you guys. So thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next video. And this game covers up the Fischer versus Taimanov Saga, and I hope that you enjoyed it a lot. So thank you very much, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.